Hello everyone, this is Sanjit Kumar Singh, lecturer in Electronics and Telecommunication Department at Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology, Bandar. This is second unit, optical losses, first presentation. As per MSBT, 16 marks has been allocated for this unit, and these are the unit outcomes. Here in this presentation, we will see these topics: reflection, refraction, total internal reflection, Snell's law, critical angle, numerical aperture, acceptance angle and acceptance cone, and simple numericals based on these terms. So before we go for the ray theory, let's say here is a brief history of the optical fiber cables and communication. So in the year 1954, John Tyndall was the scientist who demonstrated that a propagation of light down through a stream of falling water via total internal reflection of the light can take place, and this was the first scientific foundation for modern fiber optic technology. And Alexander Graham Bell in the year 1880 devised photophone, and which allowed for the transmission of sound on a beam of light. Then Narinder Singh Kapani in the year 1952, UK based physicist he was, who invented the first actual fiber optic cable and is considered as a prominent pioneer in bundling the optical fiber. Laser was invented in 1960 by Theodore Maiman and was awarded Nobel Prize in 1964. Charles Cow is considered as father of optic communications, and in the 1960s he proposed that if pure glass is used for construction of optical fiber, particularly the core, then the attenuation can be reduced well below the present level, and for that he received the Nobel Prize in 2009. Then laser was used for the optical communication as light source, and Corning Glass Works company he designed the optical fiber that has attenuation loss of 20 dB approximately per kilometer. And nowadays we have optical fibers which offer loss or attenuation of 0.25 dB per kilometer. Then there are dark fibers. Dark fibers are the fibers, optical fibers that has been laid, infrastructure has been laid and can be used later when demanded and paid for. This will save the extra cost for laying again for the future use. Here we see the increasing the Bell Laboratories products after the invention of the optical fiber communication. So there is a drastic bend or increase, and here on the right hand side we see the number of mobile internet users which will rise up to 974.86 by the year 2025. There are certain ITU recommendations for the transmission system and media under the G series, and G650 to 659 are for the optical fiber cables. On the right hand side we see the different types of optical fiber with their the capacity and the repeater distance in between. Now let's see the ray theory. Ray theory, the concept of reflection and refraction of light are based on a theory known as ray theory or geometric optics, where the light waves are considered as waves, that is narrow rays. As we know, the light has dual nature, that is the wave nature and the particle nature. Wave nature is similar to that of the electromagnetic waves or signal, which has very high oscillation frequency, and the wavelength is given as V by F, where V is the velocity and F is the frequency of oscillation. And particle nature is due to the consideration that light is made of small particles called photons, and the energy of photon is given as the product of Planck constant h and the frequency of the light. there are basic laws. In free space, light is traveling at a speed of 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, and in any other medium the velocity is reduced, and that velocity is given as v is equal to c by n, where n is the refractive index of the medium. Secondly, if the medium happens to be homogeneous, means of the same material and uniform density, then light will travel in a straight line, and for different medium or change in medium or density, light is deflected. So it may be absorbed or reflected. So reflected ray lies in the plane of incidence, and the angle of incidence theta 1 or theta I will be equal to theta r, angle of reflection. At the boundary or the interface of the two medium, the refracted ray lie in the plane of incidence, and there is a law called Snell's law, which gives the relationship between the angle of incidence and refraction. So what is reflection? Reflection depends upon the type of the surface on which light is incident. So this is an essential condition, main condition for the reflection to occur on a glossy surface, that is a smooth surface. Here we have two medium N1 and N2 with N1 greater than N2. N1 and N2 are the refractive index of the two medium, and when light is incident with an angle theta 1, it is reflected in the same medium theta 1, and when two different medium of different density, it will be bent away from or towards the normal, depending upon whether light is traveling from denser medium to lighter medium, it will bend away from the normal, and for less dense to more dense, it will bend towards the normal. So we find that refraction is the bending of light in a particular medium due to the change in the velocity of light due to change in medium, and the speed of light in any medium can be given by v is equal to c by n. So n can be written as defined as refractive index, that is speed of light in air to speed of light in medium. So here on the right hand side we have different table showing the different medium and the refractive index. So for fused silica it is 1.46, and for vacuum it is exactly 1. So Snell's law we already saw, it gives the relation between the incident angle and the refracted angle theta 2, theta 1 and theta 2 respectively, and N1 and N2 are the refractive index of first medium and second medium respectively. So this diagram, so when the light is traveling from denser medium to less dense, then it will bend away from the normal. Total internal reflection will happen if the light is incident such that the angle of reflection is more than 90 degree and is bent in the same medium as that of the incident angle. This is called total internal reflection. So here it is bent in the same medium, that is water, shaded portion blue, due to total internal reflection, and if the bending happens to be exactly 90 degree, then it is called refraction, critical angle. So critical angle is defined as the minimum angle of incidence theta 1 at which the ray strikes the interface of two media and causes an angle of refraction theta 2 exactly equal to 90 degree. So it will travel along the interface, parallel to the interface, and this critical angle will be given by sine inverse n2 by n1, as the angle of refraction is 90 degree. So 90 degree will be sine 90 degree will be 1, and substituting that we get this relation. Acceptance angle: in an optical fiber, a light ray undergoes its first refraction at the air core interface. The angle at which this refraction occurs is crucial because this particular angle will dictate whether the subsequent internal reflections will follow the principle of total internal reflection. So here internal reflection is taking place. So if this angle of incidence is within this acceptance angle theta A, then it will bend within the core. This is the core, and outer part, this is cladding. So this angle at which the light ray first encounters the core of an optical fiber is called acceptance angle. So with respect to normal at the interface of the air medium and the glass medium, here is making an angle theta with respect to normal, and if light happens to fall in this angle, then it is bent by the interface of core and cladding. Numerical aperture is the characteristics of any optical system, photodetector or optical fiber or lenses, which is the light gathering capacity of optical fiber. Here, so blue cone is known as the cone of acceptance, which depends on the acceptance angle of the optical fiber. So here we saw the blue cone. This is the angle of acceptance cone or acceptance cone, and if the light from a optical source is falling within this acceptance cone or angle, this light is bent inside the core, otherwise it will go to the cladding and it is lost. So numerical aperture is given as the root over n1 square minus n2 square, where n1 is the core refractive index and n2 the cladding refractive index. And in terms of acceptance angle, it is numerical aperture is given as sine of the acceptance angle alpha, sine alpha. Other related terms with these are absorption, scattering, diffraction, and dispersion. So here we see absorption. The light incident is absorbed within the material or optical material, and it is dissipated in the form of heat. And this absorption is due to the impurities. And scattering, when light is striking the glass material or the core material molecules, it is spread in all directions and emitting its own light at the same wavelength as that of the incident. So this is called scattering. Then the phenomenon of splitting of white light into constituent is known as dispersion. So rainbow created is light passing through prism is due to dispersion. So different white light is considered to be made of different rays and is splitted. Diffraction is the bending of the light as it passes through the opening in an obstacle. So no matter how small this opening is and how sharp we are using the source, the light coming on the other side of this opaque and the slit here will be always spreading, and we cannot obtain the sharp shadow of it, any object placed in the path of it. So this is due to the diffraction. Here we have simple numericals for practice. So here we have two, where we are asked to find the numerical aperture and the acceptance angle, and here again numerical aperture and the other parameters to be calculated from the given parameters, particularly the refractive indexes are given here. Here are two more. So thank you very much. These are the references taken. Thank you very much for patiently listening and observing.